Japanese television is known for its creativity, but sometimes certain broadcasts take a darker turn. From unsettling content to bizarre moments that leave viewers disturbed, these incidents stand out for their eerie nature. In this video, we'll explore some of the most disturbing broadcasts in Japanese TV history. Zoom In Morning was a long-running Japanese morning news program known for its casual segments, including Weather Relay, where reporters would deliver the forecast live from scenic locations across Japan. But one rumored broadcast has become a persistent internet mystery. According to online accounts, sometime in the 1980s, the Weather Relay was being filmed at a Hori Park in Fukuoka. During the segment, viewers claimed to have seen something deeply unsettling floating in the background, what some believed to be a person in the pond. The female reporter allegedly screamed live on air, and the program quickly cut away. The incident was supposedly never acknowledged again. No footage of this broadcast ever surfaced, yet many people claim they saw it happen live. Some described the scene in vivid detail. Others remembered the reporter's reaction. Despite these memories, no official records or news reports ever confirmed the story. For years, it remained an urban legend until people began connecting it to a 1988 TV drama. That drama, Zoom In Morning Murder Case, featured a nearly identical scene. A reporter on a boat notices something near a boy, screams, and the camera suddenly cuts. The similarities led many to believe the entire story was a case of confused memory, a fictional scene mistaken for real life. But things got murkier. From 2004 to 2014, Wikipedia entries for Zoom In Morning began including unsourced references to a broadcast incident involving a person spotted in the pond. Some claimed the drama was based on a real event. Others said the show had a history of shocking moments, but none of the edits were backed by credible sources and were quietly removed. For years, the mystery remained unsolved. That is until 2021, when actual footage finally surfaced online. The clip, dated on April 19, 1991, shows a Zoom In Morning segment filmed in Ahori Park. A reporter calmly explains that earlier that morning, someone walking nearby had noticed what appeared to be a body in the pond. By the time of filming, the authorities were already present. In the background, you can briefly see people gathered near the water. There was no panic, no shouting. The segment was quiet and respectful.
平成3年4月、福岡市民のオアシス大堀公園からの中継。しかしこの現場でカメラは生々しい水死体の映像を捉えていた。
今朝6時40分ごろ、通行人が年配の方らしき遺体が水に浮かんでいるのを発見しました。現在現場検証が行われているんですが、まだ遺体は引き上げられておりません。ちょうど今画面の右下あたりなんですけれども、
見えておりますね。
はい。で、警察の方に伺いましたら、まだ遺体を引き上げるまでに1時間ほどはかかるということなんですね。
どうしてそんなかかるんだろうね。
そして30分後、カメラは引き上げの瞬間を捉えた。
遺体の引き上げなんですが、予定よりも早く8時5分に行われました。警察の話では事件の可能性は薄く、事故によるものか自殺ではないかと見られています。
ご家族の方っていうかね、夕べからお帰りになっていらっしゃらない70歳ぐらいの女性の方が、ね、いれば早く連絡取った方がいいですね。
Officials stated the individual appeared to be elderly and there were no signs of anything suspicious. Towards the end of the report, the anchor encouraged viewers to come forward if they knew anyone who might be missing. So, the incident was real, but the version that circulated online had been distorted over time. A calmly delivered report became, in people's memories, a dramatic on-air discovery. Over the years, this exaggerated version spread across forums, blogs, and YouTube videos. It's likely a mix of things: a memory of the 1991 broadcast, the fictional 1988 drama, and possibly even unrelated live television events. In the end, Zoom In Morning did report on an unfortunate event at Ahori Park, but it wasn't quite the dramatic scene the legend described. The truth was much quieter, but ironically, it's that quietness that helped the myth grow louder. Next, we're looking into a mysterious clip that has been circulating online. It's a brief and shocking piece of footage, but the story behind it remains largely unknown. The video appears to be from a television broadcast and shows someone in white clothing descending from a rooftop, with narration referencing Hiroshima. The person makes contact with the ground, and the clip cuts shortly after. What makes this video especially unsettling is how clearly it captures the fall. Given the narration and broadcast style text, it seems likely that this aired on TV, which is difficult to imagine today. The circumstances leading up to the event remain unclear. The dates shown suggest that this may have been included in a compilation program or a special segment rather than the actual news report. Only this short clip is available online, and no background footage or official explanation has ever surfaced. Right before the fall, a few people can be seen on the rooftop, possibly trying to intervene. Since the camera was already recording, it's likely that this was a highly public incident at the time. Despite that, no official reports or context remain today, just this one clip. The location is identified as Hiroshima. Some commenters believe the building shown is the headquarters of Chugoku Shimbun, a regional newspaper. Comparing the building's features, the resemblance is very similar. If this location was chosen deliberately, perhaps it had a symbolic meaning. Some even speculate that the act could have been a form of protest. However, no records confirm such an incident at the site, and no details explain how someone might have accessed the rooftop. While the clip clearly aired on television at some point, there seems to be no newspaper coverage from the time, at least none available online. As for the program itself, 2 online posts offer clues. One person recalls seeing this moment on an FNN special over 20 years ago. They describe the authorities trying to help the individual before the fall. Another recalls a Fuji TV program from the same era, focusing on dramatic real-life footage. Again, the authorities reportedly attempted to intervene. Both accounts suggest the clip may have aired on FNN Supertime Special or a related program in 1997. Interestingly, those posts mention details not visible in the current online version, like more camera angles, crowds of bystanders, and people trying to assist. This raises the possibility that the version circulating now is an edited segment from the longer piece. The reference to Chugoku Shimbun remains the most tangible lead. Unfortunately, their digital archives only go back to 1996. Searching physical archives in libraries might reveal more, but it's surprising that such a significant event, if it was one, left so little behind. There's also a chance that, while serious, the incident ended without tragedy, which could explain the lack of coverage. Without more evidence, we're left with just the mysterious clip and many unanswered questions. Next, we're diving into one of the more mysterious episodes from the Japanese TV show Detective Night Scoop, specifically an episode that aired in 1994, titled The Scary Haunted Boarding House. It started with a college student living in a boarding house who reached out to the show saying, "A ghost has appeared and everyone is scared. Please investigate." The show's assigned detective, Katsura Sae, visited the location. The investigation included calling in a monk for a cleansing ritual, but oddly enough, the episode ended lightheartedly, with the cast joking around, even dressing up as fake psychics. But years later, viewers began to notice something strange. A rumor started circulating online. Was there a shadowy figure behind the monk that no one addressed? And sure enough, if you look at screen captures from the episode, you'll see it. A dark silhouette standing at the end of the hallway, behind the monk. What's unsettling is that the show never acknowledges it. No one on screen reacts, it's just there. With no official footage left online, just a few still images, we can only speculate. Some fans believe it was simply a staff member, possibly part of the production crew. Others think it might have been the monk's assistant, who was said to be wearing a black kimono and may have been standing in the entryway during the scene. When you zoom in, the silhouette does resemble the flowing hem of a kimono, so it's definitely possible that what we're seeing is entirely explainable. But with no surviving video, we can't say for sure. The show itself never addressing the figure, it remains a quiet anomaly tucked inside a lighthearted broadcast. A shadow in a hallway, forgotten by time, remembered only in still frames. And yet, out of all the episodes that Detective Night Scoop aired, it's this one that continues to unsettle people decades later. In 2008, a segment aired on Japanese TV as part of a paranormal themed program called The Paranormal X-Files. It featured CCTV footage that appeared to show a man walking through oncoming traffic, completely untouched. The footage was framed as authentic. 4 angles from security cameras were shown at once, focusing on the same scene. From the top right camera, a man in black clothing walks down the sidewalk and steps into the road. Several cars are passing by at full speed, but the man doesn't stop. He walks directly into traffic, and the cars pass right through him. He doesn't react, he doesn't flinch, he just keeps walking across the street. Then, as a large truck passes in front of the camera, the man completely disappears. At a glance, it looks like an eerie supernatural event, but when the footage is broken down, the editing becomes obvious. First, there's visible distortion around the figure. A faint haze surrounds him, especially noticeable when he steps into the road. This kind of effect is typical of poorly composited footage, where the background and the inserted subject don't blend in naturally. Second, the truck scene. If you go frame by frame, the man begins fading out before the truck even covers him. Even when the truck is clearly in front, parts of the man are already transparent. There's even a frame where the figure appears in front of the truck, a mistake that wouldn't happen with real footage, but could easily occur with rushed editing or poor masking. This footage wasn't leaked from a real security camera, it was created for TV. It's a staged segment presented as unexplained but clearly manufactured. Even so, the clip continues to circulate online with titles like "Ghost walks through traffic" without acknowledging where it came from or how it was made. In reality, it's just an old piece of TV content designed to look creepy, and with modern editing knowledge, the illusion falls apart almost instantly. In 2004, the Japanese TV show Let's Stay in the Countryside aired an episode featuring actor Yoshikazu Ebisu visiting a quiet, remote home near Mount Osore, a location known for its spiritual history and links to the afterlife in Japanese folklore. The episode followed a typical cozy format. Ebisu, tired from travel, is welcomed by an elderly woman who now lives alone after her children moved to the city. She offers him a warm meal, homemade ramen, and the mood begins to settle into something more peaceful. But then something strange appears. In one scene, as the camera cuts between shots of the food and Ebisu enjoying his meal, a face can briefly be seen near the back entrance of the house. It appears for only a moment, peeking out from the darkness just behind him.
うまいよこのラーメン。本当に。すごく美味しいです。
本当。よかった。お世辞で今で言う。ラ
ーメン屋での。
It's not acknowledged by anyone on screen. The elderly woman says nothing. Ebisu doesn't seem to notice, and the scene continues. The moment, though short, spread quickly among viewers, especially because the show emphasizes that the woman lives alone. So, whose face was it? Now, before jumping to conclusions, there's something important to keep in mind. This wasn't some hidden camera experiment. The show had a full crew on set. In fact, if you watch the full clip, you can see someone walking behind Ebisu just before the face appears. The camera moves slightly, as if being repositioned or adjusted, and the mysterious face shows up right after. Most likely, it was one of the crew members, maybe checking the frame or peeking in to adjust something quietly during the shoot. And once the face was spotted, the camera quickly turns back towards Ebisu, as if the operator realized the mistake and corrected it on the fly. It's a very short moment, but sometimes that's all it takes for something to feel off. There's nothing in the footage that points to anything supernatural, but the way it's filmed, the quiet atmosphere, the fact that only one person is said to live there, and the stillness of the face when it appears, all of it works together to make something very ordinary feel eerie. It's most likely a simple production slip, a crew member unintentionally caught in frame, but it's the kind of moment that stays with you. Across all these stories, whether it's a ghost slipping through traffic, a mysterious face caught on national television, or footage that just doesn't sit right, one thing is clear: media has a strange way of capturing things we're not always meant to see. Some of it is clever editing, some of it is human error, and some things are harder to explain. In a world where cameras are always rolling and broadcasts are designed to feel real, it's easy for moments to slip through. The ones that make you pause, rewind, and wonder if you really saw what you think you did. Thanks for watching.